are in extreme danger. You guys need to be watching out right there. This is similar to the movement leading up to Fukushima on the other side. And I remember 9 Nania coming out with the orbit diagram and saying, now you guys better watch out, and boom, it happened. So now the pressures are shifting over here. We've had a lot of events down here. We've had a lot of events over here and over here. But now this upper corner right here is where more space is being created. And that's, as long as two of these plates are pushed together real tightly, then they don't move. But whenever they start moving, then earthquakes are the biggest generators of more earthquakes. So they begin with these swarms, just like you see right here. This is how it begins. So we're still in the leading part. See this big one that pops up right there? Bam. This area right here is starting to move. So it's like a rock that's been sitting still that is slowly starting to slide, but it's going to gain momentum. And whenever that big event happens, tsunami warnings throughout the area over here. We've got volcanoes that are trying to pop off over here. The reason that it's moving a little more slowly than you might expect is because Earth is moving away from the black star. Earth core is simmering. It's not getting hotter and hotter and hotter from getting closer to the black star. We're going to continue moving away until about the middle of July. Then when we turn around in orbit, we're going to be right in the black star's headlights. Then we have a chance for amplification of these things. Then after October, about the middle of October to the end of October, we're going to pass behind the sun relative to the black star and then start moving away again. But on the last cycle, Earth core temperature increased through that lull period, as if the black star is coming around that third point in space. So I cannot really tell you what's going to happen on the other side of October. About the 20th, can't tell you what's going to happen yet. We're just going to have to monitor the data. But those of you guys, if you're like frogs that are just sitting in warming water waiting for it to boil, then you're going to get caught by this thing, because there is something that is going on in this area right here. And it's as if subterranean magma has been redirected. So just imagine underneath the surface, then subterranean, underground magma flows are like giant Mississippi rivers, like giant Amazon rivers. And they can burst their banks and they can be redirected and cause pressures to build up in adjacent areas. And that appears to be what's happening right here, in conjunction with the extra space that's been created in the tectonic dynamic is changing. So this area that has been locked, the United States has been spared from all these big events like Fukushima and Chile. It looks like that we are going to be looking at a large magnitude event that's going to take place right over here. And these are the precursor quakes that are leading up to it. Right here. When you see a tall stack of flags like that, that's a swarm. That tall, that is Warning Will Robinson. You know, if you're a Lost in Space fan when you're a kid, the robot is waving his arms saying, you guys better start watching out. So this is the report. I'm putting the link down in there. And there's plenty of time in this video, so I want to read some of this. An ominous report prepared by the main intelligence directorate that is circulating the Kremlin today states that confirmation has been received from China's Ministry of State Security that the world's largest ever military maritime exercises now underway in the Pacific Ocean have been ordered to their highest alert status after the 5.2 magnitude earthquake that hit Arizona hours ago. It was confirmed as being part of a still expanding and mysterious North American magnetic anomaly. Now, when you get changes in the subterranean magma flows, then you have changes in the iron core that's underneath. So, and magnetite redistribution can be happening. There's a dynamic underneath inside the earth that is changing. And these scientists from China and Russia, I don't see the warnings from the Americans. Where is it? It should be right here. Why are we hearing this from the Chinese and the Russians and not from the Americans? There's something wrong with that. An important note. So this gigantic exercise was already out there. And remember, at 9/11 at the Pentagon, they were running an exercise on the east side of the Pentagon at the same time that the west side of the Pentagon was struck by the A3 Skywarrior at 9/31/39. Down in Guerrero on March 20th, 2012, they had a giant war game, earthquake drill. The big earthquake that was predicted, by the way, I missed that one by 2 days. The, the big earthquake came 1 hour after the drill started. These people know something. And right now, this is what's going on out there, and people aren't aware of what's going on out there. Important note, as we've reported in our 13 June report, Russia gives grim report on North America magnetic anomaly. There's something magnetically going on, and it has to do with Earth core and pressures that are bubbling up, Yellowstone caldera bulging, and the tectonic plate dynamics shifting. So whenever you get movement like that, the magnetic lines are affected, and they see the change of what's going on. Then that warning, by the way, I'll put in the description box, and it is right here. Russia warns possible catastrophic event at Yellowstone. All right, go and watch these videos. Get yourself educated. Pressures are definitely building up in Yellowstone. They're definitely building up between the west coast of the United States and Alaska. That is going to be a big, big thing whenever it happens. It's going to affect millions of people. So you need to be watching and be aware. Within 10 days.